So this session is now officially being recorded. Let me go back to 1 second to see the title of this strategy of this webinar is Strategy for Effective and Productive Online Learning. And we hope to use this webinar to, help you and to better facilitate your online learning experience. All right. So we're gonna get started right now. Okay, so here I am. This is me. My name is Michelle Huang, and I am the International Student Support Specialist at Ucit International, Ucit International Services to be exact. And I am an adjunct faculty at the college, at School of Education. So what I do here at Ucit International is I support international student success with a focus on academic success. And I also manage a collective of training and learning programs for professional staff, faculty, and students here at UC, especially on topics such as cross-cultural communication, student success, and cultural relations. All right. So I have 2 master's degree, and one of my master's degree happens to be in curriculum design and instructional technology. There's a focus on e-learning design. So today I'm gonna take you to explore some of the strategies that will be helpful for your transition to online learning. All right, so what we are hoping to achieve, what we are hoping to cover today. So for today's training, there are 3 main parts. So we will talk a little bit about the basics and the prep work for online learning. And I will spend some time on strategies how to facilitate a effective and productive online learning. And at the end, I will share with you some resources that will be helpful for your online learning. All right, so just like I mentioned before the sessions officially started, you are welcome. You're more than welcome to jump in and ask questions. Since we have about 10 students in the room, and I hope this session can be as interactive as possible. All right, and if you have questions or have any comments, feel free to unmute yourself and just interrupt me. And if you and also there is a chat function with WebEx. As you can see on the control panel, you can see there is a chat button. You can also click on the chat button and type in your questions. All right, so hopefully we'll get through this content in less than an hour. Okay. So the training objectives. So we hope to help you identify some key strategies to improve your e-learning effectiveness and also productivity. And also, as I mentioned, we hope to share some resources available at UC and also even beyond UC to support your e-learning experience. All right, so first of all, some basics. Mindset for success. All right, so first of all, to have a successful online learning experience, you will have to prepare yourself mentally for the challenge. This is a bit different than in-person learning, right? And so what this means is you need to set up the correct mindset, the right mindset towards taking classes in a virtual format. So what does this mean? What does this mean is do not have the false assumption that if the courses are offered in an online format, your professor will lower their course standard. That's a false assumption. The reality is that your professors, no matter it's in person or online format, they will have pretty much the same expectations towards your performance and towards the quality of your work, and just as you take in-person classes. So please be prepared, all right? So now you prepare your mindset. So the next step is have the correct technology, all right? So the first and foremost piece of software you need to install on your laptop or computer is VPN. It's VPN. Does anyone know what VPN is? I think you all know. I want to say because I heard many of you majors in computer science or engineering. So can anyone tell me what VPN is? Anyone would like to share, what does VPN mean? Yes? No? All right. So since we have a limited amount of time, so I'm just gonna go ahead. VPN means virtual private network, right? It is like a bridge which connects you to the private network. So why is this important? First of all, I want to do a quick activity. I hope you can please open up a web browser and type in vpn.uc.edu. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I apologize for just now. It was my daughter. So let's do a quick activity. Open up your web browser and type in vpn.uc.edu and download the VPN onto your laptop. So UC use Cisco AnyConnect, and this VPN is provided by UC, and it is free for UC students. All right. So you may ask, why do you need to log into VPN, download VPN, and log into VPN when you are doing online studies? All right. So it is because when you are at an off-campus location, connecting to this VPN will allow you to access UC's private network and restricted services that are only intended for authorized users, right? Such as UC libraries and databases, for example, research paper or other resources or materials that UC may have already paid for, right? So it is very important that whenever you are at an off-campus location, no matter it's in your dorm, and no matter it's in your dorm room that are not inside of UC, or if you are, simply not in the US right now, it is very important that you log into VPN before you are, whenever you are ready for studying or doing research for online materials. All right. And another reason is if you are in a region that certain websites are restricted for visitation, such as YouTube and Google or Gmail, and this VPN will help you to bypass that restriction. So it is very important that whenever you are ready to study or researching for materials or resources online, log into VPN first if you are at an off-campus location. All right. So this is what you will see after you install VPN on your laptop. And what you need to do is click connect, and this will take you to a login page. So you can use your UCID username, like your 6+2 and password to log in. All right. So next, this is a very important web page. It's called UC Canopy. So UC Canopy is a central access to virtual campus resources. So please open up your web browser and type in canopy.uc.edu and set it, either you can bookmark it on your browser or set it as your browser homepage. Canopy.uc.edu. All right, open up a web browser and set it as your browser homepage or bookmark it on your browser. So what is UC Canopy? After you open up UC Canopy on your web browser, this is what you will see. As I mentioned, UC Canopy is a central access to UC's virtual resources. What you see on the screen here, for example, Office 365, it will take you to use your UC email, right? Which is super important. I hope you can check on UC email on a daily basis. Your professors use UC emails to communicate with you on a regular basis. So I hope that you can make some effort and check your UC email on a daily basis or on a regular, frequently basis. All right. And for example, on the left-hand corner, you can see there are libraries. It will take you to Ucit's virtual libraries, right? And for example, my courses, as you can see here on the screen on the top, and this will take you directly to Canvas, which is Ucit's learning management system. If you are taking online courses, all your courses will be conducted on Canvas. Canvas is a central platform where all your online courses will take place in. And what you see here on the screen as I share with you is a view of Canvas. So this is a faculty view. This is my faculty view of Canvas, but you will have a very similar view. All right. As you can see on the control panel on the left, there are a dashboard. After you click on the dashboard, you will see all your online courses listed here. For example, after I click on one course, and this is something that you will see, this is going to be the setup for your online courses. Each faculty have different preference in terms of organizing different contents, but basically, this is what you should expect in your online courses. This is the course view. All right. As you can see on the left-hand side, you have different menus, right? Home announcements, syllabus, modules, discussion assignments, grades, right? You can check your grades. And in the middle, you will see different part of a course content. And on the right-hand side, you will see different type of reminders, like the to-do list that you should do, and what are the assignments that are due at certain time. All right. So Ucit has prepared a Canvas 101 course for all of you, for students, that covers the essential features of the system. So I strongly encourage you to explore this course prior to the classes start. All right, so it's called Ucit Canvas 101 for students. Take a little time to go through the course content and get yourselves familiarized with the Canvas setting, and this will help to facilitate your learning after the classes start. All right, so the next piece of very important software is Microsoft 365 Education. So you can, if you have a valid Ucit email address, you can download the Office 365 Education for free. Link here on the screen. You can go to this website and download this set of software for free. A couple of important things I want to point out here is Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams. You may have this whole set installed on your laptop already, but you may not have Microsoft Teams. But Microsoft Teams is a very important, like, instant chat messenger that a lot of professors and a lot of professors uses in their class, and that they actually even use it maybe even for your online live lectures if you have any. All right, different professors have different preference, so we will mention that in a little bit shortly. All right, so Microsoft Teams is an instant messenger you should install on your laptop, and you can even chat with your classmates via Microsoft Teams. So this is something I strongly encourage you to install if you haven't already. All right, Outlook, you should install Outlook in your on your laptop, because you have access to web Outlook through Ucit Canopy, but the Outlook app is much more powerful. So, and I hope that you can take some time to download this set of software on your laptop, all right, before the semester starts. Okay, so that's a little bit about the basics. So the next section is strategies for effective and productive online learning. I'm going to cover about 6 strategies here. So as you can see, the first 4 strategies focuses on academics and learning, and the last 2 strategies focus on your personal development. All those strategies are essential for a successful online learning experience. All right, so let's take a look at this one by one. First of all, know your instructor's expectations. So for online learning, there are two major types of instruction. Asynchronous, meaning your professor provide pre-recorded lectures or provide reading materials in Canvas, right? The learning management system we just talked about. And it is more flexible on when you watch the lectures, as long as you watch the lectures within the given time period provided by your professor, right? And the next major online instruction format is synchronous sessions, i.e. meaning live lectures via your professor may use WebEx or they may use Microsoft Teams, right? So for this type of online learning instructions, you need to be on time, right? Because this is a live session and you need to be on time at the required time. And it is much more, it is very similar to a real-time classroom experience that allows real-time communications with your professors or your peer, right? If you're taking 4 to 6 classes this semester, you are very likely to encounter both types of online instruction formats. The next one is the most common type, which is a blended. It's a blended format, meaning that you both have asynchronous component, also some synchronous component for your course. So this is something that you should expect, and most professors use this type of format. And okay, and it is actually it is a combination of both format of instruction, and then it's a combination of the merits of both formats. All right. So for this online instructions, participations is very important. Since you are not in the classroom and your professors are not able to see you in an in-person format, so participations will be counted with different alternatives, right? For example, if you are taking asynchronous courses, are you required to post online discussion board on Canvas, which is very likely. Or if you're taking synchronous courses or live lectures, it is very likely that your professor will use real-time activities such as pop-up quizzes, in-class chats, or small group discussions, right? To keep you engaged. They will take different type of participation formats to keep you engaged. So please be prepared for those things. If you're taking live lectures, make sure you don't walk away in the middle of a lecture, all right? Since your professor may be calling students to answer questions, or they may offer pop-up quizzes, right? So be prepared for this. And your professors, they release office hours, and all those informations are listed on your course syllabus, which is I call as course Bible. Course syllabus is what your professor gave it to you before the semester started or during the first week of classes. In online setting, your professor may be hosting virtual office hours as opposed to in-person office hours. So what does your professor specify as a preferred method to be contacted? Is it an email? Is that a video conference? Is that through Microsoft Teams? Or is that like WebEx meetings, right? Make sure you read your syllabus carefully. And what's very important is read emails from your professors, all right? So the next strategy is maintaining regular communications. So with all the regular in-person activities are paused right now, so you will probably at some point feel lonely or disconnected. So the best way to beat this type of feeling is to stay connected and stay engaged. This will help reduce anxiety and make you feel you're supported, all right? So here are some people that you need to stay very close contact with. First of all, with your professors. You need to inform your professors if you encounter challenges or difficulties. For example, if there's any resources that your instructor provided that you simply cannot open, you should ask your professors if they can provide an alternative format, right? Or if they can re-provide the link. Do not feel hesitant when you encounter any challenges. Do not just feel like discouraged or just literally trying to resolve the issue on your own. You should ask support from your faculties, from your professors, or if they're a teaching assistant in the class, make sure you talk to them as well. Those are all people that can help you to navigate through the challenges. Right? If you feel like you're confused with an assignment, you can request an example. You can request a test example or ask for clarification. All right. Also, make sure you show appreciation to your professors. This is a challenging time for you and also for your professors at the same time. So make sure that you show sincere appreciation to your professors for all the hard work they put in place to convert their teachings into an online virtual format. All right. And they will appreciate your appreciation as well. So what you should do is email your professor with your questions or concerns, or you can request a virtual meeting. That's even better. You can talk with your professor through even a WebEx meeting or a Teams meeting. Those are all the things that you could do if you have concerns or if you encounter challenges, all right? Do not wait until the final week. Do it the sooner the better, all right? If your professor hosts virtual office hours, make sure you stop by the virtual office hour as early as possible during the semester. Make a connection with your professor, all right? The second group of people you need to stay in touch with is your advisors, right? What your advisor can do for you, they help you enroll in your classes for the upcoming semester or in upcoming year, and you can get supported when you encounter challenges or difficulty, right? So how do you meet with your advisor? Your advisor may be your faculty advisor. In some colleges, they have separate advisors, just as academic advisors. So make sure that you request a virtual meeting with your advisors through Starfish, right? And as you can see, I provided a link on the screen. And you can email your advisors with your questions or concern, or even make an appointment with them via sending an email. Your academic advisors is the front line of support for your academic career at UC. So make sure that you keep them in mind as you go forward in your academic progress, all right? And the third group of people you need to stay in very close contact is with your peer, right? You can utilize Microsoft Teams or social media tools to facilitate informal communication with your peers. You can use Microsoft Messenger, Microsoft Groups, right? Or WhatsApp group, or Teams groups, or WeChat groups, or any other options that you guys frequently use in social media format to form a discussion group, right, with your peers. What you can do with them is beyond social interactions. You guys can form a study routine, right? Establish a study routines with a few peers and help each other, motivate each other to accomplish certain tasks on time. As you move towards finals as a semester progresses, the workload becomes heavier and heavier. If you guys can form a study routine with a couple of friends or a couple of peers, you guys can help motivate each other, right? You guys can even set up as a writing task or writing time together to motivate each other, or just, establish a time just to write together. You guys don't need to talk, but just to set each other, help each other out by being present. Those are all the things that you guys can do to help each other out and help yourself to be motivated, right? And if there's something on the course side that seems abnormal to you, and check with your peer to see if it's a system glitch that's on your end, right? Those are all the things that you can do with your peer. And the last group of people, I didn't have it on the screen, but I do want to say this is if you are in UC right now, if you are in Cincinnati already right now, make sure you stay in very close connection with your parents and with your family back home. They're worried about you, right? And make sure that you connect with them on a regular basis and let them know that you're doing okay. All right. Okay. So the next piece of strategy is stay organized and informed. So what do I mean by this? You should check your course contents on Canvas regularly. So I have a question for you. How often do you think you should check on each course site on Canvas? You can type in your answer in the chat box, or you can simply unmute yourself and answer the question. How often do you think you should check on each course on Canvas? Any thoughts, any ideas? Once a day? Great, awesome. That's a good answer. Any other thoughts? All right. So once a day is good, but the reality is a lot of time you have a lot of things to do, and you have a lot of homework to do, right? Definitely once a day is a very frequent and an ideal frequency. However, if you are taking 4 to 6 courses at the same time, make sure you at least check on each course twice a week. At least. Remember, you can see on the screen, I highlighted this. I at least, and I underscore this at least, all right? At the beginning of the semester, it is your time to get a sense of how your professor operates and how this course is, or how each course is organized. So use the first couple of weeks to establish a routine for yourself. But at least a minimum expectation is you should check on each course at least twice a week. The first time is at the beginning of each week for updates. And definitely do your work and submit your work, right? And after you submit your work, your professor provides feedback to you. Make sure you check your feedback. A lot of time we see students that they submit their work and then they think they are done with the work. But remember, your goal is not only to submit the work, but also to see feedbacks, right? What feedbacks your professors provide to you, so you can incorporate the feedback and then improve on your work. And that is a process of interaction and help yourself grow, right? So it is very important that you check on the feedback of your professor provided to you. All right. So remember, at least twice a week is the least present expectations on the frequencies of checking on Canvas for each course. I recommend you to do so as early as possible in the week on Mondays to see if there's any updates from your professors on each course. All right. And one side note on this is your professors are able to see how many hours you stay on each course. From the faculty view, what we see is if the students are active or not on Canvas. And then the pages, if you are active in reviewing pages and how much time you spend on Canvas, we are able to see that on the back end, on the faculty version of Canvas. All right. Read emails. Read emails. That's very important. You should watch for course announcements through Canvas. The course announcements are listed on Canvas, but whenever your faculty, your professor create an announcement via Canvas, it is also sent to your email, your UC email automatically at the same time. So make sure you watch out for the announcement on Canvas. Your professor lists those information, important notification on Canvas through course announcements, and also it's been sent to you through email too. So make sure you read your emails on a regular basis. All right, stay diligent. So this is a Canvas view. As you can see inside the red box, I highlighted the recent announcements are listed on the top of each Canvas course. So there is a very little chance you will miss the announcement. Excuse me, you will miss the announcements. So make sure you watch out for the announcements. Okay, so the next piece of a strategy is keep track of your progress. What you should do here is check your grades on Canvas on a regular basis and check the instructions feedback on your work in progress and make improvements as needed. All right, I mentioned this briefly already. So on the Canvas side, this is what you see after you click on grades. You will be able to see a list of your assignments and the due dates and the status and the score your professor, assigned to your work, right? And you can see the full score of each of the assignment. So make sure you check on this. You make sure you check on this side of this page, the grades page, on a regular basis to keep track of your progress. Again, if there's any confusion or any questions, make sure you communicate with your professors on a regular and timely basis. Do not wait until the last week or the last couple of weeks. A lot of students make this mistake is they wait until the last couple of weeks during the finals and establish a communication with your professors. A lot of students do that as not only you want to talk to your professor during your final times. A lot of students want to do that, so your professor's attention may be spread among a lot of students. So it is really challenging to get your professor's attentions at the final week, during the final couple of weeks. So make sure you establish a connection with your professors as early as possible during the beginning part of the semester. All right. So the next piece of strategy is managing your time. I have a question for you. So do you use a planner or virtual calendar to manage your time? You can enter 1 for yes in the chat box or enter 2 for no in the chat box. Okay, great, awesome. I see some yes and some ones. Great, awesome. That's great. No, okay. I also see a no. That's okay. That's okay. We are here to talk about this, and we can help each other to grow, right? That's the whole point of this webinar. All right, if you use a planner or virtual calendar already, then that's great. Use this to, use the following session, use the following part as a way to, reevaluate your practice. If you are not you're not doing such a practice, then that's fine as well. You can start now. All right, one great tool to manage your time is to create a schedule. But first of all, why do you need to manage your time? Remember, as we talk about, you are taking 4 to 6 classes per semester, right? We talk about this just now. Think about this. When you get the syllabus from your professor, each course, you will have different type of due dates. You will have different type of assignments or projects or exams that you are expected to do for each class. And multiply that by 4 to 6, right? Then you will have 4 to 6 different sets of exams, assignments, projects, presentations, exams that you are expected to do throughout one semester. If you don't manage your time, if you don't use some tools to help you manage your time, it's very easy that you miss 1 or 2 assignments or 1 or 2 deadlines, right? However, there's no excuses for that because your final grades are based on you completing all your assignments and all the completing the components of the course, right? So if you expect that you can use your head to remember all of those, that's good if you have good memory, but you can use some tool to help you better facilitate this process, right? So creating a schedule, use a personal planner. Creating a schedule is something that you can start doing as a first step to help you with your time management. All right. So what do you do with a schedule? Assign time for readings and working on assignments, right? And dinings and making meals and indoor workout, entertainments. Assign times, right? In addition to taking online classes, those are the important things, right? Taking online classes, if you have a study groups, if you have an appointment with a professor, block those times on your personal planner, right? This will help you to avoid distractions. And a personal planner or a virtual calendar is something that looks like this, right? Remember I told you to download Outlook on your laptop, and this is something that Outlook can come in to help. Outlook has a great function called calendar. In the future, when you start working, you will be having a lot of meetings as well. And Outlook, or whatever software your company will be using in the future. And this is a great tool that your company will be using as well to arrange meetings and arrange your workloads, right? So you might as well just start it right now to get yourself familiar with this process, right? You can use Outlook Calendar or Google Calendar to help you organize your schedule, right? So a weekly planner looks like this. And a more organized way is to purchase a planner. Or if you like doing things with your laptop, start utilizing a virtual calendar to block time to study, block time for your appointments, block time for your group study session, block time for your own study, right? And start organizing your day, start organizing your time on a calendar. And whenever, for example, during the whole semester, at the end of each week, you can create your calendar, create your schedule for the upcoming week, and review your calendar, right, to see what I am expected to do for the upcoming week, and you get a good sense of control of your time, right? Whenever you get your course syllabus at the beginning of the semester, one thing I hope you can do is to log those important due dates, deadlines, exams onto your weekly planner or your virtual calendar. Mark those important deadlines on your calendar and assign time to work on those tasks, right? And this will help you stay on track or stay on top of different tasks, different assignments, and a different exam, and stay on top of your personal life. It gives you a sense of control of your life, right? So this is a great tool that I hope you can start utilizing. All right, so the next piece of strategy is keep yourself focused. When you are studying in an online format, it's an online format, right? There's so many other things that are online that are much more entertaining than taking courses or doing assignments, right? You are easily, with all those distractions, it's easy that you get distracted. So how do you keep yourself focused? And how do you keep yourself focused, which will help to increase your productivity? Right? There are a few tips for you. First of all, find a designated workplace. At this workplace, you concentrate on studying and on studying only. And your personal space is just for your personal pleasure, right? For your personal leisure. But at your workspace, you focus on studying and on studying only, and find a designated workplace. And this is a way that you help yourself to set up a mental boundary you help yourself to set up a mental boundary that when I sit on this desk, I study. I study for 2 hours or 1 hour, and then I go to the other part of the room and I relax and I watch a movie and I watch a video on YouTube, right? And this is how you can help yourself keep focus by setting up a mental boundary for yourself. All right. Start a ritual. If you're studying your room, make bed every morning. And this is you signaling yourself that I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to do my work, right? I'm getting ready to do my work, right? I'm starting my day by making my bed, right? Or you can make yourself a wonderful breakfast, a very balanced breakfast to get yourself ready for studying. And this could be another signal to your brain, to your body that after I eat this balanced breakfast, I'm getting ready to study, right? One thing that seems very obvious, but a lot of students do that, is studying in your bed. Do not do that. This will cause low productivities. No matter how many cups of coffee you drink in the morning, you will get drowsy. You will get drowsy after laying on your bed for an hour or two. It's challenging to keep yourself concentrated. As we mentioned in the previous tip, find a designated workplace. Do not study in your bed, all right? Help yourself to set up a mental boundary. Again, setting up a mental boundary for yourself to avoid distraction. Do not play video or watching YouTube on the other screen while you are studying, right? You can listen to music, maybe, but do not watch video and studying at the same time. Your brain needs stimulation, but they can only focus on certain amount of stimulation. If you provide your brain with multiple sources of stimulation, you lose focus, right? You want your focus, your attention to be on studying. Remember, we talk about help yourself find a designated workplace and then create boundary for yourself. All right. So that's pretty much all we're going to talk about today. As the last part, I want to share with you some resources. Again, we start with technology and virtual access. You see Canopy, right? There's Canvas tutorial. Remember, we talk about Canvas 101 for students. I strongly encourage you to take some time. It can only take you maybe certain minutes to 1 hour top to take the Canvas 101 tutorial before the semester start. Get yourself familiarized with how to navigate through the system and the functions and different features of the system, of the learning management system, all right? VPN, make sure you download and log into VPN prior to doing any research or studying, at any off-campus location. Even though you're living 2 blocks away from campus using a personal network, you download VPN, all right? Starfish. If you have an academic advisor, you should definitely use Starfish to make appointment with your advisor. Remember, advisors are the first line of support for you during your academic progress at UC. And at UC, faculty and staff, we care about your success. All right. Use email access. Remember, I share with you, use Canopy, but also I mentioned to you that you should download Microsoft Outlook Suite, right? For free by using your valid UC email address. You should download the app onto your laptop and start using it. Check your email, UC email on a daily basis. I cannot stress this enough, all right? Check your UC email on a daily basis. That is your main channel for communication, or even the primary channel for communication when you are at UC with your faculty, with staff, with administrative units. Often we hear students say, "Oh, I didn't read the email. I didn't see it. I didn't see the email. I didn't see the course announcement that you sent." Remember, that's not an excuse. It is your responsibility to check UC email on a regular basis, preferably once per day. If you think that's too stressful, at least every other day, all right? And online libraries. UC has a very powerful library. We have more than 10 libraries on campus. Each college has their own library. Make sure you check on a library site for what they have to offer. All right. UC IT support. If you encounter any IT issues, make sure you contact IT support. You can submit tickets, right? And IT specialists will be able to support you. All right. And for certain college, I know that and the College of Business, they may have your own software that provided by your own college. Make sure you check on UCIT's website for any additional resources. All right. Again, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. Make sure that you stay on top of the public health update. UC provide their up-to-date information on UC's public health information. We have a web page designated to provide on-time update on COVID-19 and what's happening on campus or or testing. So make sure you check that on UC Public Health Updates webpage. CDC updates, they provide information on the entire United States, and also WHO updates that provides information on the world. All right. Plagiarism prevention resources. Plagiarism is such an important topic. It's such an important topic as you just start studying in American university. So UC libraries provide a list of resources, and also UC International, we host periodic workshops for preventing plagiarism and academic integrity. So make sure you check those resources. Hopefully, if you have time, do that before the semester start. If not, hopefully you can spend some time, right, during the beginning part of your study, your time at UC, to learn some additional resources, learn some information about preventing plagiarism. Preventing plagiarism and academic integrity is a foundation for Western academia. So make sure that you help yourself build a solid foundation at the beginning stage of your study. All right. UC has a strong academic support, right? Your college offer different type of resources. But you should definitely take some time and make some effort to learn about those resources. But in addition to what your department has to offer, UC also has a unit called Learning Commons that they provide different type of programs, such as Academic Writing Center, that helps you for paper critique and brainstorming and the tutoring, different type of services, different type of programs. You want to make sure that you spend some time to check out the website on Learning Commons to see what programs or what services they offer that you can utilize during your time at UC. All right. Academic Writing Center. I cannot stress this enough how important this unit is. Especially at the beginning stage of your study, and especially if you are a grad student or if you are undergrad student, as you progress into more senior years, you will be expected to write papers, right? Thesis, dissertations, right? So you want to make sure that you help yourself build a solid foundation of writing skills, help improve your writing skills. Academic writing centers, you offer periodic workshops even on different topics of improving your writing skills. Make sure you check them out and schedule some time to attend some of the workshops to improve your writing skill. This is another set of important skills that will be essential for your success at UC, even beyond UC. Again, Office 365 education, you can download it for free by using your valid UC email address. Make sure you download the whole set, include Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Microsoft Teams especially, as we mentioned at the beginning. And you can form study groups, right, with your fellow student by using Microsoft Teams. All right, and the next, and that will be all. And I'm open for questions or comments. And if you wanna, I remember some of you said at the beginning that you have attended UC for over a semester. So if you have any experience or strategies that you think have worked for you, please share with us. Let's spend about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes for quick discussions and a Q&A. All right. Feel free to turn on your camera so I can see you. Anyone?
Hi, I have a
Hi.
question. Actually,
Yes.
we have a lot of online resource that we can access in the library, books and all that. But I'm a
Mm-hmm.
little bit old school in that. I want to buy a hard copy from the library. There is some online process that I can prefer for the hard book. I can just register for that and I can just go and get it, something like that. Or I have
Well,
to go there only.
UC has a bookstore. Let me double check. And also you can wait and hold on, let me double check. UC has a bookstore, and also there are a lot of online vendor like Amazon, and also there are some online vendor that sells used books. Because as you know, textbook can get quite expensive in the
Yeah.
US,
Um,
right? So a lot of time when I was in college, that I bought used books too. So not only, I would encourage you not only to consider new, brand new textbook, but also consider different type of textbooks such as used or textbook, ebook, right? So
mhm.
those are all the things that you can, all the different type of books that you can get, also to not only get the content but also help reduce the cost as well.
Uh,
Let me share the bookstore's link on chat, in the chat box,
mhm.
so you can actually take a look and explore how to do the textbook. And also, I know for some courses, different faculty have different requirements in terms of textbook. Sometimes they even provide different chapters in Canvas for students to read if they think that certain textbook is not worth to buy the entire book, right? And for the copyright restriction, faculties are only restricted to provide a certain number, a very limited number of chapters to students. So especially you are a grad student, I remember, right? So especially at a grad level, you are expected to read a lot of papers and
Mhm.
publications. So
Mhm.
textbooks are essential. But for each course, again, different professors have different preference and they have different requirements. Make sure that once you get a syllabus, right? Once you get a syllabus, make sure you check with them, check with your professors on the textbook. Your professor may even provide instructions on how to purchase textbook, or if they think it's necessary to buy ebook, or when you return to in-person studying, there are some professor may have reserved 1 to 2 textbook in the library that actually allow students to check it out for up to maybe 2 to 4 days. So each student get a chance to review the textbook. So different professor does this in different ways, right? So there's no uniform answers. So you just have to be flexible.
Yeah.
All right. So again, check out those. Do a quick search on Google. I think there are different vendors that sells used book as well, in addition to UC libraries. And definitely check it out on Amazon. But one thing that's very important, I want to remind you is when you do when you take courses, right? We talk about syllabus is super important. But list all those important course information, such as course components, final evaluations. Evaluations, how your performance will be evaluated, right? How your final grades will be calculated, and not only those important things, but they also list information such as their virtual office hours, their contact information, like textbooks, right, which is important. They all listing their syllabus. Some professors even send out emails to you before the semester start to say, here's a couple of textbooks that's required for the semester, required for this course. Make sure make sure you secure the book before the semester starts. Different professor does things in a different way.
Okay.
Whenever you get your syllabus, it is very important that you check on the textbook first, right? And also, again, if you see there is something that you don't understand, or if you don't know where to get the textbook, shoot an email to your professors. Don't feel hesitant. All right?
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
Absolutely. I see a question on the chat. Do we have to be on VPN all the time when we are doing coursework? Not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to be on VPN all the time when you're doing coursework, because connecting to VPN can slow down your internet speed, speaking from the past experience. But whenever you are ready to do researches, especially researches online, for example, you're researching for a course, right? Researching for a paper. You, especially when you're researching for publications or articles, you will very frequently encounter like messages like, oh, purchases. When you find a paper that you really like, right, you may frequently encounter a message like, oh, purchase this paper for $40, $50, like set it on the databases site. But Uc Libraries has plenty of databases, and they can even help you to find the papers through interlibrary loans, or through your request. And once you have your VPN open, connected, it is you will be, sometimes they actually use your VPN, and they will just link directly to library's account, and then you will be able just to download it. But if you don't download the paper that you like, but if you don't connect to VPN, you will just encounter the message, I'll purchase a paper, etc. So you want to, whenever you're ready to do researches, or searching for some resources. For example, I really like reading my field of research is higher education, right? So I really like reading a news channel. I'm sorry, a news higher education newsletter is called Chronicle, and UC already paid for Chronicle for their faculty and staff. So whenever I'm ready to read those Chronicle news, I can log into VPN and log in my UC account. I don't have to pay the $100 subscription fee, right? So, and especially that's important when you access to, VPN. Oh, when you access to UC library, online libraries, it will direct you to access to connect to VPN first before you connect to UC libraries. Those are restricted service that only for authorized users. In this case, you as a UC student. So if you don't connect to VPN, and they won't recognize you, you are just considered as connecting from a private network. I am not an IT major, so please, so if you have any additional professional background information can provide on this, you're welcome to do so. But those are some information on connecting to VPN. I strongly encourage you to connect to VPN, especially when you do researches, all right? Doing researches online. But if you are just connecting to Canvas, not necessarily, right? Especially if you are taking online live classes, live sessions, it may slow down your speed. So those are all the things that you can consider. All right, so additional questions or comments, or if you want to share some experience. Yes? No? Questions? Comments? Oh yes, I can share the PowerPoint with you. How about this? Let me see if I can. Zoe, are you here? Zoe, are you here? Hmm. All right. So I'm gonna speak with our GA after the session. Oh yeah, Zoe said yes. Okay, perfect. So I will share the PowerPoint with Zoe after the session. And Zoe, are you guys planning on sharing the resources with all students after the orientation? Okay, perfect. All right. So I will share the PowerPoint with Zoe, and Zoe will check with her supervisor, and I think I think we can share the PowerPoint with all students. Yes. And again, at the beginning of the semester, you will likely have some downtime, right? Make sure that you use that downtime to um, make sure you use this downtime to really really explore the resources that UC has to offer, like the program that I mentioned to you, right? Learning Commons, academic writing center, all those important services. UC is a large tier 1 research university, and we are a large research institution. Why do I mention that? Is because um, since we are since we are a large research institution, we have so much to offer, right? UC has so much to offer. There are a lot of units on campus that provide support to students on different categories of student success and different aspects. So make sure you take some time and really explore what UC has to offer. Right now, through an online virtual setting, um, but take some time to get familiarized with the program that it has to offer, the services it has to offer to students. And in the past year or so, a lot of units on campus have have made a lot of effort to convert their support services and their programs to a virtual format, online format. For example, we offer periodic webinars on different type of success categories, and on the programming side of UC International, they offer different type of virtual events and virtual programming. So make sure you building some time on your calendar, right? On your calendar to engage in those virtual events. Remember, we talked about in the previous part of this webinar that you want to make sure that you help yourself to manage your time and help yourself to stay engaged, right? And you will help yourself build a sense of a community, of belonging. It starts from now. Don't wait until everything resumes to in-person setting. A lot of resources are online right now, and a lot of departments have spent a lot of effort in the past year or so to create those virtual support services and virtual programming for students. Make sure that you really take time to utilize them, right? Get familiarized with what the different department has to offer, and then in the future when we return to in-person setting, drop by and say hi to people, right? Remember, your success not only being successful in American university is not equal to only academic success. It's a different variety of success, different variety of categories of success. For example, if you're a grad student, right? Your research, right? Your academic success, and um, you know, for all students, your public speaking, your presentation skills, right? And campus engagement, community engagement, all of those things you should think about. And UC has corresponding resources to support you in those different categories of success. So make sure you take some time to explore those options and those services. All right. Okay, so any additional questions or comments? No? All right. So if we don't have any additional comments or questions, so we were gonna call it a day. And I'm so glad that we got a chance to connect with each other and to talk a little bit. And especially at the beginning, we get to know a little bit about each other. Remember, UC International Services, we are always here to help you. And you as an international student, you not only enjoy those wonderful services and programs offered by different departments and different units on campus. You also have UC International Services as a strong support behind you. All right. So we are always here to help. So make sure that you stay in close connection with us. UC International, we send out a weekly newsletter announcement of virtual events. Right now, also all virtual events and resources, right? Make sure you check those resources and virtual events and plan time, right? As we talk about in this session, plan time to study and also to not only study, but also do some campus engagement, attend some events that we offer, all right? So UC International can be a good start. All right, so I will see you guys around, and if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to us. And my best wishes for a successful study and for a successful, wonderful time at UC to all of you.
Thanks, Michelle. Thank you so much.
See you later.